appreciate you guys. So today, I feel like I've been wanting to give a rating on Doechii for the longest time. So I just decided today, let's clock the T and see what's going on with our girl Doechii. So we got the Moon, Five of Swords, and the Empress. I'm seeing the Moon card. We have the sword, Five of Swords, and we have the Empress card. And the themes are Five of Wands, Justice card. So I feel like Doechii, I remember listening to one of her verses and she said something along the lines of um, that they mistook me for a rookie, something, something. So I feel like right now, Doechii is kind of getting in her own way. I feel like she knows, well, she's been knew that she was that, but I feel like we are in the age of, we are now realizing who we give our power to and who we put on this pedestal. And I think a lot of times we give people too much too quick before they even really are refining their art or refining themselves. And it just takes me back to, I remember seeing like Destiny's Child and just even the old school groups back then, 407. Um, what's the one with T.I.'s wife? You know what I'm talking about. But how they had to go through almost like a veteran. They had to go through a trial to basically learn how to harness their power, how to harness their strength. And so they used to have to take vocal lessons. They used to have to take speech lessons so they can properly speak. They used to have needed like publicists, and there was just a certain way back in the day, especially that people presented themselves, and it kind of made it worthy or worth us giving them power because they did right by it. And I think as just like when California was on fire, I feel like that was very symbolic of the shift that's going on, and very symbolic of even with Doechii coming in and this surge of new talent and new things, this quantum leap energy. I feel like just any one of us, anyone who resonates with the chosen one archetype or the black sheep archetype, or I remember Doechii said recently that she felt like she was the underdog. And sometimes I feel like once you have been the underdog for so long, you kind of don't know how to receive the greatness. You don't know how to receive the blessings. You struggle with faith. You struggle with surrendering. And I feel like this relates to me as well because you can have all this, you can have that, you can have this, you can have that. But if you don't have faith, what do you really have? So I feel like I got this reading for me recently, and it might apply to Doechii, is staying true to yourself and don't let the money and don't get caught up in the messiness, the nightlife of Hollywood, and start thinking that everyone's your friend, or letting it go to your head and start not being as humble as you once were. Because even though you quantum leaped, even though you were very chosen, just you can miss out on it. And I feel like this symbolizes the theme, the Five of Wands, and then the Justice card. So I feel like all that fighting, all that back and forth, all that distraction is taking you from your purpose. It's taking you from. It might be knocking you off of alignment, and it might. And but you do have support. I don't know if you know if Doechii has a Libra close to her. I don't know if her mom's the Libra, but I feel like too she has people in her team that want her to succeed. And I see that I'm going to say the Empress is her mom, and just what she emulates. So I feel like she's on the right track, but I could see it easily kind of veering off if she stays unhumble. So that was just the first couple readings. I'll pull a few more cards. And I really love Doechii. I really do love Doechii. I don't want her to. I don't want to even be shady, but to suffer the same fate as Lotto in a sense, because I feel like Lotto is very talented. She's born for this, but she isn't as humble as she could be, and I feel like that's coming to block her. But I don't want to go off on a tangent on Lotto. But Doechii, I feel like Doechii knows exactly who she is. She knows her power. She knows her influence. I just don't want her to take that and start leading with ego. Because once you are literally the cash cow, once you have manifested and you can now are in a place of being able to take care of your family as well, there comes a different responsibility. And spirit say in my head, new money. Maybe that's a good term for that. Like you want your new money to turn to old money. And I feel like a lot of people take that new money and forget and think that you don't have new bills and new this and that. So I feel like that might be what she's thinking too as well on how to balance the star on her head, how to balance her talent, how to balance shifting into mainstream so quick. And I don't want her to kind of swerve out, you know. I want her to stay focused, stay grounded, and stay doing the things that fans like me have enjoyed from her, who ride for her, like from her mixtapes to now to Yucky Bucky Chuck, Yucky Blucky, whatever. And the other songs she had. She has so many hits, even her redoing old hits, and just she's really harnessing this quantum leap energy. I just want her to stay grounded. I feel like that's a big message just for everyone to stay grounded because as we shift, things are not going to be as solidified and malleable in the way that we are used to. So we got the Two of Wands, we got the Princess of Swords, ooh, and then we have the Ten of Swords. And you know what? I feel like Doechii is using her music to literally heal herself. And so I feel like now that she's in a place where she doesn't have to prove herself as much, she might still be struggling to adapt to that mentality, like that she doesn't have to work hard, or she doesn't have to suffer, or she doesn't have to go through so much just to to thrive off of your art. And I'm feeling she is looking forward to just the future, and she is trying. I think she's open to staying grounded. I don't know if this King of Wands is her energy or is that maybe her manager's energy. It's a divine masculine energy that too also may come in and just disrupt things. And I don't want to say that this is her ex maybe because I don't know if she's still talking to that dude, but I do feel an energy of just either this can even be like her mother or her label, but I feel like this energy is someone who's kind of like breathing down Dochi's neck and trying to make sure that she hits all the cues. Like I feel like that is also applying a lot of pressure to her. So I feel like when you are under a lot of pressure and you're used to being the underdog, it's almost like you never really sit and just realize. You never just sit and be like, wow, and I think it's like that too for her, but she's also hungry. I can feel the lioness energy coming off of her. She's very hungry, and I just don't want her to, like this Princess of Swords in reverse, for her to get distracted by the mind games and the drama and what Hollywood, the remnants of just messy Hollywood, and just stay grounded and stay true to herself and she's gonna be here to stay. I feel like I see generational wealth for Doechii amidst, and I feel like too she when going back to her saying that she makes her art from pain. I feel like this is like the Ten of Swords, so she has definitely been through a lot of things, and I feel like the things that people are saying to her in the public eye has also begun to kind of compile, and she has transmuted a lot of it, but I'm feeling like sometimes it still kind of gets to her. So spirit is just urging her to stay grounded, stay on her path, and to trust her own tuition because she's the one that got her to this quantum leap. And if there's anyone in her life that is trying to take ownership of her blessings or guilt trip her or make her feel as though they need more or that she does more, it might fuel that people pleaser, that inner child who is never satisfied or who feels not worthy. And I hope that she's not feeling this energy. This could be an energy in the past or energy that she used to create this album. But I do feel like Doechii has a lot on her plate and she's been very good at manifesting and very good at transmuting it. But I do think now that she has basically almost everything that she's ever wanted, she's kind of asking like, so what's next? And I feel like she doesn't always want to be a certain way. She wants to be received in the way that she wants to. And I feel like that control is also what limits her. And I'll just pull some archetypes to finish this off. I'm gonna go with this card. A card just fell right off the top, and it's the shadow. So the oracle card that she got pulled is the shadow. So it completely makes sense. The archetype that is kind of not leading her, but that's fueling her drive is her shadow. And I feel like now that she's in the public eye, her shadow and just her insecurities are being triggered, and she's being tested in a way that she hasn't before. Because you know what they say, newer levels, newer devils. I feel like that is that energy, but I feel like, and I don't know if this is all the Hollywood stars, but I feel like just collectively, our collective shadow and just the shadows that we have are powerful. And we're realizing how much we feed into the bullshit and how much we give power to other people instead of reusing it in a way that propels us to a point where the negativity, the gossip doesn't even get to you because it can't physically reach you. You're at a different vibration, a different frequency. So I feel like that's the energy of this card with the shadow. Like Spirit is telling Doechii she also needs to get back into journaling or get back into just being in kind of like the hermit mode and talking to her shadow, do more shadow integration. You know, I feel like that is what's kind of holding her back is that shadow, and which is basically the self. I see that other archetype card that totally confines with it. What I'm saying is the self, and I feel like right now Doechii is learning how to integrate into her higher self, if that makes sense. But that was just a cute little reading. I'll pull one more from the Messenger Oracle just to close it off. Oop, and one card fell on the floor again, so I'm just gonna go with it. And the Oracle card, ooh, she has the lion. I was just saying that she has the lioness energy all over her, and the card that she pulled is have courage. So yeah, I feel like she might be a little triggered. Her anxiety might be triggering her a bit, and just her adjusting to fame and just not being seen and received well and receiving all the blessings that she's been asking for is a little daunting, I'm sure. But I do think at the end of the day, she's not going to be an artist that's just here today and gone tomorrow. Doechii is going for that generational bag and generational songs. I can see Doechii having a very, very big around the summertime, maybe like a very, very big, like maybe in July, just very, very big single. This very, very big just drop. Like I feel like she's gonna have that one song that might just take over the summer. So I feel like she needs to just stay grounded, stay focused, and don't pay too much attention to the bullshit, or everything won't manifest as she knows that it could. So that was just all about Doechii. I just want to thank you guys for coming in and messing with me. I appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, check the link below for my art and my merchandise at astroboyart.shop. That is astroboyart.shop. Thank you so much.